about a minute or two. Thanks for tuning in, guys.
And I'm ready when you are, Ovi.
All right, let's do it then. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, June the 8th, 2022. It is Wednesday. The weather is pretty lovely here, so kind of happy for that. It's not too hot, not too hot at all. Hope you guys are doing okay down there. What's going on, Timeless?
Relaxing. Today, I took a breath of fresh air. So, getting ready for tonight. Now we're here. I look forward to every Wednesday. It's a bit warm out here, but yeah, I'm a little bit more recharged, so I didn't sound like a Debbie Downer today.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I know you have a lot going on your plate. I know you've been busy, but I'm glad you're here with me. Well, let's just talk about some news. Let's talk about what's going on in the crypto market. I'm sure a lot of us have noticed that the our favorite governmental entity, the SEC, has decided whether or not they're going to actually investigate Binance. And for some reason, I kind of knew this was coming because I remember the ICO craze of 2017, and I got into a few of them. But actually, Binance had they had an initial coin offering, which is an ICO for BNB, and Binance raised about 15 million USD in BTC and Ethereum. And now the SEC is trying to decide whether or not CZ broke any securities rules by selling digital tokens. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the SEC feels like it has a case. And I think it's kind of interesting just because, the Ripple case is still going on. And I think that a lot of projects that were in initial coin offerings, in 2017 and 2018 are probably going to see the SEC kind of knocking at their door.
Oh, yeah, I think it's going to start from back there and just trickle on through. Not in the most happy about impending regulation. But I do, like I've always said though, centralized exchanges should have some type of regulation, and that's what it's going to stem from first is things like Binance and stuff that are centralized exchanges. So I'm all about bringing regulation to that. But I also do know that once regulation hits that, it's within some time that we're going to see it in DeFi. And it might wake up some of these project founders and creators and devs, but we shall see because I think it's about to be real interesting. Because I was just watching before we went live, I seen a 60 Minutes from Australia on there. It and the headline was "The Crypto Crash is Crypto Dead." And so I watched it, and what was very interesting with that, man, this one guy on there lost $600 million in Luna. Yikes. But other people lost like 100 grand or like say, oh, it's going down. Let me gradually put in. He was DCAing on the way down on Luna, has a total of um, he had some in, and as he was DCAing, he said probably around a total of 103,000 that is now worth $15.
That is that is like amazing that something that was once worth so much money is now worth pennies. Uh, that Luna fiasco is actually, I think, is going to be probably the turning point for a lot of these regulations. I see that Congress is and the senators are taking a closer look at it. I was reading over this 69-page bill that Senator Loomis and Senator Gillibrand actually drafted. It's called the Responsible Financial Innovation Act, and this bill is supposed to propose legal definitions of digital assets and virtual currencies. And it would also require the IRS to adopt guidance on merchant acceptance of digital assets and charitable contributions. And it would make a distinction between digital assets that are commodities or securities, which has not been done. And I thought that was very interesting because the SEC seems like they are trying to figure out if these are securities or did they break securities rules. And this bill it's 69 pages, but it's pretty lengthy, but it's actually pretty darn good in my opinion. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can get this bill passed, because I think there does need to be some clarity, on what is a security, what's not a security, and what's there should be a legal definition of what a digital asset is. And I think that actually needs to be, clarified for future investors and for current investors.
I think so too. The one thing that I would implore the government officials and everybody that are trying to jump in on this is getting some counsel and some advisors that truly do understand the crypto space, not just, oh, well, we heard, and this is, and that is, and experience says, because I mean, even that 60 Minutes that I was telling you I watched from Australia, there was multiple quote unquote experts on there that was saying, oh, is crypto debt? Oh, I think it is. It was just a passing phase and this, that, or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay. You're not quite an expert if you think this is just a passing phase.
Right. I was actually seeing an article that was saying that too. But you know what's so funny? The last time we had a bear market, there was the same thing being said. It's over, it's dead, it's a phase, and um, it just seems like that's actually the narrative to toss out because there is no actual interest in the market. A lot of people aren't buying anything. Ethereum is still very, very reasonable, and that's because there's no interest in the market right now. People are actually afraid to buy, and are probably being a whole lot more careful. But that's to be expected because when there's a bull run, I mean, everybody's buying because the market is green. So I'm kind of curious, what are they going to say, after this bear market is over, and then we, have another. I'm trying to figure out, or going to be curious to see what are they going to say then.
Oh yeah, they're going to be back like, oh, look at this. This is the new wave. But the thing is while countries around the world are adopting it as legal currency, there's no way that that's going to be the it. There's no way that they can say it's going to die when there's countries around the world, even developing countries, that are adopting it as legal currency. So at this point, you have to kind of, I think people just need to pay attention to that. These are the scare tactics, and they're, oh, people have just lost so much money. It's a scam. But how is something going to be a scam when multiple countries that don't even see eye to eye on so many things are adopting it as legal currency?
Right, and that's what Senator Loomis was basically saying. There's a lot of there's too much interest in cryptocurrency. I mean, she herself, she has invested between 150 grand and 350,000 in Bitcoin, and that was according to her financial disclosure. Because they have to actually disclose their earnings and things of that sort. So she's a firm believer in it, and she was just saying that there's more interest. So there has to be regulations, and there's going to be, and it's not going anywhere. That's her whole thought process, which is pretty much what I feel, and I think everybody else here feels.
Right. It's definitely not going anywhere, but I was reading a few different things today. Like there is oh, now I'm trying to, I know I read it on Hodl Daily, but there was supposed to be a privacy type of Bitcoin credit card, and it was supposed to be a Discover card. And Discover came out and said, we don't have such cards. So I was trying to dig into that a little bit more today, because I'm like, hold on. If you're saying you're able to print a Bitcoin card that's not asking for an email address, not asking for a name, it's like a security one to use, then how would you even get a Discover logo on it? And then I wanted to see, has anybody tried to get it? Is this one of these scammy cards that's just been going around? I don't know. So I was trying to look into that before the show. I just was going down and down and down into the research hole and never got a proper explanation on what that was either.
Yeah, I actually was seeing something like that also today, but I couldn't really get too much into it. I think it was kind of I don't know if it's going to be fraud, or because you can't just put Discover's logo on your card without having their consent. So I'm not sure actually about that too much at all, actually.
And I've mostly only seen any type of exchange or any type of crypto card has been associated with Visa. I have yet to see a Discover, but if Discover itself is coming up saying, hey, we don't have such a card, then yeah, I need some answers.
Discover fucking sucks anyway. Their little stinking ass credit limits, their little stupid ass interest rates. I mean, they can take their card, just stick it for all I care. I wouldn't get it anyway, but yeah.
Oh, for sure. But I think what was drawing people to it is the privacy part of it. I did want to take a moment and welcome everybody that's been in here and say hi. Kim, I see you're down there. I was just asking about you. Glad that you're here, because I was getting a little worried. I forgot that you had your godson for the summer. But I've been looking for you. I was wondering where you've been.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Me and Thomas are just going over what happened during the week in news. If anybody wants to join us on the mic, you can. But other than that, we'll just keep it going. Um, I also found an article about Chainlink. Chainlink is actually ushering in some kind of new phase of staking, which is pretty darn good, and it's making me kind of glad that I didn't sell my Chainlink from years ago. But I think it's called it's called Chainlink Economics 2.0, and it's going to be link staking rewards. So you're going to actually be rewarded for actually holding your link and staking it there. So that's pretty interesting because it seems like Link is old. I mean, it was around when I first got into crypto, and it's like one of those quiet projects, in my opinion, because I don't really see too much about it, being blasted on CT or on Reddit, but it's still out and they're still working behind the scenes. But I was pretty happy about that staking option.
Me too. Me too. Me too. We That's one of my top early on ones, and I've been actually watching it during this dip because it's gotten low. I haven't looked at it in a couple days, but it was sitting at like $6.82, which is pretty amazing because when I was just down in when we were in Mexico, all my link when I was checking it was like $27 a piece. So yeah, it's retraced quite a bit. I think it's given an opportunity to people who thought that they missed that train. But to me, Chainlink is going to be around for a while because they are always working. They're always trying to be innovative, but not caring so much about the forefront. We're going to blast, tell you what we're doing, this, that, or whatever. I mean, they gradually just put out, oh, we have a new roadmap. What do you guys think? And it was very casual. There was not a bunch of hype to it, and they just put it out there, and then all that was part of it.
Yeah, Leak is they don't really talk too much about anything, but when I actually saw what they put out, I was like, wow, this is gonna be good. And I'm actually excited because I bought Link on the high end, about 3 years ago. So I took my profit and now I'm still holding, and now it's even more reasonable actually because it's only it's I think it's sitting like at $6 or $5 right now, if I'm not
Right, and
mistaken.
that's what I was seeing. I know it was 6 a couple days ago. I haven't checked on it in a couple days, but it was sitting at 6. I was looking at like, I think I want some more link, and then developing a plan on how to get into there also. And I also wanted to bring up for everybody listening and get everybody's opinion on how do you guys feel about blockchains that can just be shut down? Um, oh, we're going to do maintenance or we're going to do this, and the whole blockchain gets shut down. To me, I feel like then you open the opportunity for anybody to come in and shut it down, from government or anything. So that's been kind of on my mind all day today. Like, when I shared the thing about XLM with Coinbase, and it was like, that's really interesting because to me, I don't feel like a whole blockchain should be able to be shut down, even for upgrades or maintenance. Maintenance, I feel like that leaves a lot of opportunity to be shutting it down for other reasons. If it's the government, the SEC, or another government agency someplace else in the world, I think it just takes away from what crypto at the basis is supposed to be.
Right. I think you're mentioning talking about Stellar, how their blockchain actually went offline for over an hour, and I'm reading it and it said that they were raising concerns that the project lacks decentralization. So, no money was lost. Nobody lost anything, but there wasn't a hack. But I think that is basically adding on to what you were saying. You can just actually shut down a whole blockchain and stop all transactions. So I would actually be a little worried about that for me personally.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. It raised some red flags and some alarm for me without fully understanding because I didn't wasn't able to dig deep in. Like I said, I wanted to take a kind of a day to refresh my brain. But while I was reading the different things going on, and while that came to the forefront early this morning, I was like, that I don't like that at all. Just the same way I'm super hard on Solana with the DDoS attacks and things like that. I feel like there needs to be something else in place as a backup reserve for any ecosystem or part of a blockchain that is supporting other projects, to not be able to just go down. I don't even care if it's for 15 minutes.
Well, you know what? At this point in time, a lot of people feel like Stellar is definitely a centralized network because they did that. So you know what the government can do to centralize, to centralize things. So I think your concerns are actually spot on, Timeless.
Anybody down there have any opinions on it? Have you seen it? What are your thoughts on it? And how does that make you feel? Because I know a lot of people, especially a lot of us that are in here right now, do have investments in XLM.
I kind of just actually XLM is one of those things that's hard to hold for me because I'm always using it to buy something else, or I'm always using it, for transactions. So whenever I have XLM, it just does not stay in my wallet long. Like I just can't seem to hold it. I've tried, but yeah, I can't seem to hold it at all.
I'm the same way because it's super easy to descend with. I've been actually moving a lot more stuff with Avalanche lately. And I actually didn't get a chance to read all the new terms and conditions again for everybody for crypto.com. But I do know I got through most of the ones. There's a new terms and conditions for the USD wallet on there that has it's broke down really. I think there was like 17 pages. I only made it through 6. Um, I kind of seen a lot of red flags in it. I still want to look through all of it because you guys know how I am, especially with the terms of use and users agreements with these exchanges, and bring it to you guys. I just think I want everybody who uses crypto.com a lot. I don't use it as much. Just to be mindful, don't just start clicking agree, 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 because they are rolling out more and more terms of use, terms of agreements on there. And there's a lot of fine print. Like some of it I didn't truly really understand, had to reread it 3 times on these conditions that they're putting on a USD wallet, and the way you have to fund it, the way it has. So if the one part that I seen is, oh, if you put it in from your bank account, you won't be able to move it out for like 7 days. It was really weird. It's really convoluted. So while we're seeing some of these changes, we're seeing the request for regulation, then the bill Oculus was just talking about. I would implore y'all, even if you don't want to, if you don't have the time to read through those new terms of agreements, don't just click OK. Close it till later, open it up then, and take a read, because really what you're doing is giving them access. And if they put it in the fine print, okay, if you say yes to this, then we own XYZ, or you can't do this, or we'll confiscate it, which part of that sounded like. I want you guys just to be able to take the security and your ownership of your crypto really seriously. Because if they are, I already know crypto.com, if you don't have your whitelist address of something that you've already sent, it already takes 24 hours to verify that, to send things out. What I don't want to have happen to anybody in our community is not understand the terms of use. You go ahead and accept it, and you start losing crypto by things. Well, I didn't know that I couldn't do this, that, or whatever, when it would have just been easier just to take 15, 20 minutes and read through it.
I don't know. I've been kind of keeping my eye on crypto.com. For some reason, I don't totally trust that exchange. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's because they're so out there. I mean, because that naming of getting the Lakers stadium in their name is is big business. So I feel like all eyes are on them because they've made such a huge splash, in the crypto market in the past year or 2 years. And I had a I was in crypto.com when it was Monaco, but yeah, I 17 pages of new terms. I mean,
On just one, and there's 3 or 4 of them, Oculus. And that was just for the USD wallet terms of use.
And you know what's the sad thing about such a lengthy book of terms? Nobody's gonna sit there and fucking read that shit. They know that. They know that. Who's actually gonna sit there if you want to invest and use it? Who's gonna sit there and read 17 pages of information? And if you read it, do you understand it? You know, are you gonna have to read it again? That just seems so weird to me. That's a lot, actually.
It was a whole lot. And the first like 3 pages was explaining what a USD wallet was. So people are going to give up on that. As much as I like to read it to also bring awareness to myself, but also to bring it to everybody else, that was a lot. And oh, we're classifying a USD wallet as XYZ, this, that. And it was like they said it again in a different way. And then let me give you an example. It was really tedious. It was unlike a lot of their other ones. A lot of the other updated terms of use that I've seen on there, it's been between like 4 and 7 pages, sometimes 8, but 17 just for the USD wallet and the criteria of how you fund the wallet, how you put money to it or remove money from it. And I'm still not even done reading it. So I had to just close it. I'm like, okay, I need to do this at another time. I really wanted to be able to bring the information tonight, but it was just a whole lot of new terms of use.
Yeah, they're actually telling you in the beginning, you know, if you complete the sign up process and you click agree, you basically put yourself into a binding contract. You know, that's like paragraph 1.3 of their big old PDF of terms. What is it? Oh, it's 28 pages actually. It was they updated it May 27. It's actually 28 pages for you to read. Yeah, see, you know, that's why I think I kind of keep my business even on Coinbase. I don't really hold anything on there. I don't do too much. Just because, like I said, you know, these are centralized exchanges, and I'm just a little iffy about doing too much business on there. You know, not you know, I don't want to put I would like to have more irons in the fire. So I'm definitely not just gonna. I just definitely wouldn't just use them if you have access to them. That's just my personal opinion.
Right. And I mostly use these as on and off ramps because a lot of times we can get things better someplace else. Just if you're willing to go through the steps. There was a part, the first part of the terms of use was warning if they believe you are using funds to launder money or acts of terrorism or fund terrorism activities. And so they wanted you to re verify your name and all of that, your normal KYC stuff. But they were asking your questions: is this? Yes, this. And was stating that if they feel like there's any suspicious activity in the way that you are moving your crypto, where they feel like you could be funding something or helping illegal activities, then you're going to agree to just give up your crypto if they feel that that's what you're doing. And we've seen that in the real fiat world. Oh, we believe you're laundering money. Let me go and I pulled you over and you have $1,500 in your pocket. I don't think you should have $1,500 in your pocket. So now I'm going to take this. I need to make sure this isn't from illegal activity. We see that right now in fiat. We've always seen that in fiat. And now they're using terms and conditions and updated terms within their platform to move that as an overlook onto you also.
Yeah, you know, I kind of feel like that's why the SEC is sort of like picking at Binance because they've been accused for years for being involved in money laundering and basically helping terrorist activities. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what's going to happen with in the future with Binance and just seeing how crypto.com is going to fare because I hear a lot of gripes about them and I hear a lot of good about them. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, we know that there are people who believe so strongly in the platform and as the exchange and what they've been doing, and their name is on sports arenas and this and that or whatever. So regardless of what some people may think and be hesitant. I'm hesitant. I know you were just talking well, and you can't even use it in New York. But even if you could, you would be hesitant. The fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter how much money you can throw around and do this. Well, where's that money coming from? Is that the abyss of coins that you've gotten that aren't supported, just like Coinbase and all of that? So you have your true believers, the cheerleaders, the people that are going to believe in it beyond anything. You could show them in black and white, this is what they're doing. Oh, but it's okay. So I want to sit down and be able to read it. And then I see Wolf is in here. I'll probably go pick his brain once I'm done reading it, because there are a few people that I in behind the scenes when I'm done reading new updated terms of service and use, I go and pick their brains, because there's a lot of formalities within that, and I know my reading comprehension is really good, but while I'm reading one thing, another person may be reading it also and getting a whole different vibe or idea off of it. So hopefully I'll have it all read, have my notes, and be able to come to you guys next week with a full rundown of my thoughts. But in the meantime, if you go to get on there and it requests you saying it's updated, don't wait for me then. Just take it, I mean, get a drink, go outside in the sun, take a moment and read it. It's the betterment of for you. I think a lot of us get so used to, oh, when you go sign up for a bank account, I don't want to read the fine print. I'm just going to sign it because, oh, they wouldn't be trying to screw me. Or, oh, this is too much to read, and this person explained to me what the contract is, and I'm just going to sign it. We need to be the person that advocates for ourselves. So if you get prompted for that, please take the moment and sit and read it. And if you have questions past then and it's before next Wednesday, hit me up. Go to the Discord. Do something and ask somebody who you think is familiar with crypto that can answer some of your questions. Don't just go in there and automatically, okay, yep, okay. I think that would be a detriment to you in the long run.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hop back on your when you was talking about people believing in crypto.com because of how out there they are and the moves they made. Just because you just because a corporation or entity is doing something public doesn't mean it's not going to do something shady. I mean, Coinbase actually is rescinding positions they have given to people, putting work student visas and visas in jeopardy. Because they just now they want to be careful because it's they want to be careful with the money because the market is bad. So and Coinbase has their name on the floor of arenas too. So let's just be mindful that just because they're out there and they they report to the IRS, it still doesn't mean that they can't have shady dealings. I mean, that's just whatever. That's just kind of like common sense to me. Who we
For
got?
sure.
Who we got? Future trend today. What's up?
Hey, Timeless. Hey, Oculus.
Hey.
Ladies,
Hey.
wicked session you guys always have every Wednesday. Obviously, you know who recommended me, CU crew and the and the boys. But you guys are talking about story time, reading the what do you call this? To me, it's a story time if you're reading any form of like terms of use or anything like that, because well, it takes forever to read these kinds of documents. But I'm assuming you guys are referring to the updates that are on crypto.com, right?
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Okay, so just as you guys have advised, I will take my time and read them once I find some time here. But I just happened to hop on here. You guys are talking about that, and I'm like, I'm gonna share one story that I had like in the good old days when Strong was like $700, and everything was nice and dandy. We were all just dancing in the sun.
Oh
Like
God.
I swear. Okay, so I had actually it was $300, not 400, not $700, but I had about 30 strong that I'd claimed, and I mean it was not my first time claiming. It was like easily my I think probably close to 10th time, and I was just thinking, hey, let me just do this half asleep, and I sent my freaking strong without converting it to like Ethereum or anything else. I sent that straight to crypto.com, not thinking. And I was like, I didn't realize what I'd done because I didn't like verify the address before. Thankfully, it was my own address I sent it to, but like, I think I at least shot my pants at least twice that night. It was crazy. Because I realized how much I'd sent that might have been lost. But I mean, I totally agree with you guys with respect to the shadiness that corporations can engage in when it comes to certain elements of this type of business. But regardless, like my experience with them, I mean, I messaged Strong, one of their mods, to find out whether they could help me with this situation because I hadn't experienced it before. I tend to think of myself as a relatively decent human being who pays attention to detail, but apparently I slipped that day. And so what I ended up doing was getting right in touch with their help desk, and they actually resent my Strong back to my address on MetaMask. So that was lucky. It took about like 4 weeks. It took 4 weeks to happen, but like, I mean, and by that time, obviously the value of the Strong was totally in the garbage, but still, like, that was a lucky circumstance. And I think I had to pay 150. I don't know if this was the case, but I had to pay 150 USDC, or was it USDT? Might have been USDC to get that transaction done. So that was a positive that I took from that experience with respect to crypto.com. And I'm not an advocate. I'm not like some sort of affiliate or whatever. I'm just like sharing my experience because I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of us that have sent funds to the wrong address before. And you do the math, 30 times whatever, 300 and something. And that was like the worst. Like I had to keep that to myself the entire time. So you can imagine that was like the most like stressful 4 months. I didn't want to tell my wife about anything. I was like, yo, everything's chill. Don't worry, I got it. Had to go into my savings accounts to pay for other things. But count your lucky stars sometimes. When it comes to crypto, you want to pay attention and do not claim anything when you're half asleep. That's it for me in my story time, but I just thought I'd share that for fun.
Oh, for sure.
Not
Oh,
30.
for sure.
Not 30 strong. Oh my God. Oh
Right.
Lord.
Ooh, I didn't send that much, but mine is still in the abyss of Coinbase, and they don't have great customer service. So I'm really glad for a little bit of a fee compared to what you were expecting that was able to happen for you.
Oh, yeah. Totally lucky though. Like I'm not ever gonna let that happen again, hopefully.
For sure. Wolf, what do you got for us? And then we'll go to DeFi.
Yeah, what's up, ladies?
Hey,
Happy
what's up, Wolf?
Wednesday.
Hey, Wolf.
Hey. So I want to touch base on just a couple of things that you guys kind of went over. I mean, most of us don't really read terms and conditions because it's so damn long. It feels like it's forever. But we definitely have to pay attention to that stuff. I mean, I think me and Thymeless were talking about it, and I brought it up in the security class, maybe the first one or after it. Binance US updated their terms and conditions and wanted to store biometrics via cloud. So that was one of their new terms and conditions. And then to talk about like the jobs and stuff, Coinbase was gonna start. I think they were gonna hire. They said 1,000 new positions, and then they completely halted that. And Gemini just cut, I think, 10% of their workforce, or planning to. A lot of these crypto companies overexerted themselves, I think, on marketing and things like that. During the past, while we were doing good, up until November. So it's definitely interesting. And I think that was it. Oh, and KuCoin, actually, to touch on futures thing there, crypto.com does charge to have a send back. It does take some time. KuCoin also does the same thing. I'm not sure if any other exchange other than those two will do that.
Yeah, while we were in Mexico, my husband had to hit up KuCoin and get a reversal of something. But I don't think it was from sending to a wrong address. I think it was at that time when FTM and everything just kept stalling, or then they would limit the sending. So it was right after we sent. It was something weird like that. So yeah, they definitely do it too, but you have to wait for them to email you back.
Yeah, I have a contact now over at KuCoin, thankfully, who I contact if I ever have any issues privately because I'm like I
Oh,
was sick and tired of it.
you got a personal contact at
Yeah,
QCoin?
I do.
Big
I do.
man.
Yeah, because my Phantom for the like for it felt like forever. Okay, I know. I remember posting about it. Everybody was dealing with this shit. They were like doing like some weird stuff with the withdrawals and the deposits of Phantom. So I was depositing some Phantom into my KuCoin because I wanted to trade it over to something else, and it was like going on like I think a week or two or something, and then I tagged them eventually, and I was like, hey, what the fuck, you know? And I saw somebody else was dealing with the same issue for like 4 weeks, and I was like, nah, this ain't gonna fucking happen. So so thankfully, the person, I thought it was some scam ass shit, but they hit me up. I emailed them, and then I got their contact information, and then got a hold of them that way. And um, yeah, now I have that contact in my pocket for when I need it.
That's good because yeah, that Phantom shit there for a while was just becoming unbearable, unbearable.
Oh, I think I was I remember everybody was having trouble with that. It's so
That's when
funny.
I was in Mexico, sis. When I was like, man, my shit is just gone. It's in the abyss. I know it's not gone, but it's just hanging out like it's on summer break. I need my funds.
You know what? It's so funny that you mentioned Gemini and their hiring process because they were just hit with a lawsuit for over for alleged negligence over $36 million in customer funds.
That's just the
And
start of it.
I know, and this is their second lawsuit this month because the CFTC had brought charges against them also, alleging that their employees made false and incomplete statements to the agency. So it's like this it's a lot going on with these exchanges. That's why I say you got to keep your eyes open and read that fine print. Real.
And don't keep your stuff on the exchanges. Do not keep your stuff on the exchanges. And I will say, and then we'll go to DeFi. Um, Wolf was giving free classes there in CU. And if you were able to make it, bravo to you. If you were unable to, I will let you know that he is now going to be putting it out there. He can do one-on-one, but it won't be free. But if you have security questions, Wolf is the guy. I go to him about my security questions, and I'm pretty knowledgeable. My husband has a background in security, but I also cross reference Wolf. So I do want to put that out there. If you guys were able to get one of those free ones, happy for you. But he has a skill set that's out here for our community, and he has a wealth of information and tools, and utilize him. But his information is worth a little bit. So now you guys will have to pay a little bit, but use him.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that. You didn't have to do that at all, Timeless. I'm humbled by that. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely, Wolf. No, you don't just bullshit people through it. And I know we didn't talk about it at all. I didn't tell them, as you guys heard right there, we didn't talk about it. That's not something that I had planned. But while we were sitting here talking about security, and he puts up hints on Twitter about not your keys, not your crypto, and gives you guys information, he does have a wealth of information, and he is there to be used. But also, with all of us that have a skill set past what we do for the public, that's one that he does, and I just wanted to put that out there for everybody.
We going we gonna go to DeFi now. DeFi.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
DeFi.
Hey.
How's it going, everybody?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
Good.
Sorry I was a little bit late popping in here. So I'm sure you guys did a great recap of the week. I popped in when you guys were talking about crypto.com and giving you this 20-page or whatever terms and conditions that nobody actually reads. And I wanted to know, have you guys found any options for centralized exchanges that you feel like are the least bad option, and the reason being is because we kind of have to have an on ramp, off ramp,
right? I mean, it's great if we could just like keep all our money in crypto land, but at some point we got to we got to get it to a wallet that Jesus, I said a wallet to an account that we can use in the real world.
For me personally, my favorite, and they're not the best, but my favorite on and off ramp is Coinbase because I have the Coinbase card. I can get rewards, and it just seems the easiest. They don't make me whitelist an address that takes 24 hours for me to move funds to a wallet they haven't seen before. So for me, that's me. What about you, Oculus? And I seen Wolf raise his hand on it too.
Got that Coinbase hitting hard over here. That's who I use. I don't really use the Coinbase card because I actually like to put my money in my good old fashioned, bank account because I have things I'm trying to do. But that's the quickest way. Coinbase, they don't really give me a bunch of trouble. And I guess they wouldn't because they tell the IRS all your business anyway. So they're going to report you anyway. So I guess that's why they don't give you too much beef.
That is true. That is true. All true. Wolf, what do you have?
No, I was just gonna say, Coinbase as well. It's like we're all up here saying Coinbase. They okay. Let's be honest. Coinbase ultimately has its pros, its cons. Okay, they freeze people's accounts for no reasons. So that's kind of like a thing. I used to leave. I'll admit I used to leave a substantial amount of money on there in USDC, but I stopped doing that. I moved that more so onto the hard wallet stuff, but I'm not worried about it because I have my YubiKey locked up with my Coinbase account, so that shit can't get hacked. But I would say Coinbase is one of the better ones if you can get your hands on crypto.com as much as that's another one. I don't really like Uphold, but I know people use Uphold as well. And then if you can, eventually, I know we all like putting our money into like the bank accounts and stuff. I'm more so the somebody who worries about my money sitting in the bank account. Because it's losing value. What's the inflation rate right now? 8% or something like that. So it's losing value while it's sitting in there. I'd rather have it posted up, making me maybe some APY. So it just depends, if you want to keep it on a spending card or not, or just on a ledger to hold on to, because they are coming out with their own card as well. They've linked up with a bank or some, card company there to, do it directly right from your ledger. So that'll be interesting as well. And to see if they go the KYC route, which would be very detrimental in my opinion if they do, but we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I mostly use, like in our Discord, how I have it. I use the card mainly for, like, that's part of my travel hacks. Okay. So if I can get rewards on this website for booking through them, but if I use my Coinbase card to book through them, then I get rewards that way. So I kind of leverage that while I'm traveling. And sometimes I do it for bigger bills. But I will say that this, because everybody knows that we're selling, I was going to pay down some bills and everything, and it works most of the time. I will say this the first time that I tried to pay my electric bill with the Coinbase card, and they said, we don't take the thing that came up, it popped up on the screen. Sorry, the transaction didn't go through. We do not accept this card type and blah, blah, blah. That's the first time I'd ever seen that, considering also that it is a Visa debit card. So I thought that was interesting that I encountered that with just my electric bill.
I wonder, yeah, so like there's a limit too, a daily spending limit. So depending also on the bill size too as well.
It wasn't that big. It was
okay.
I will say it was because we were going to be closing down, so they wanted, or we knew we were going to transition out of it, and I had my bill and some other fees, and it was around $400.
That's crazy because my electric company, they take the Coinbase card, and I was like, oh sweet. Most everything does, just because it is a Visa debit card. So that's kind of weird.
That's, you know what, sometimes a lot of entities and places treat certain cards like gift cards. They won't take them, even if they do have the Visa logo on it. Because I always have my hand on gift cards. And believe it or not, some of them are not accepted by merchants. I've tried to pay certain things in them, utilities and other things, and I get shut down. And I'm like, well, it's a debit card, and and sometimes they give you this excuse like, we don't accept gift cards, and I'm like, well, this is actually not a gift card, but they're treating it like one. So I don't know, why your light company or your electricity company didn't want to take them, but that's pretty interesting, you know.
Yeah, screw them. I mean, I've had my own issues and I'm going back and fighting with them like, hold on, where's my credit though for being out of electricity for a whole weekend? So fighting with that, but I did also notice when so I went to rent a car just because it was easier to do graduation and my daughter's prom that way. And well, prom, I just wanted to give them a little extra. We went and got a nice little SUV and took them up to prom. But when I went to the airport location, they would not accept the Coinbase card because they said it's a debit card, this, that, or whatever. Okay, I get it. Let me go ahead and do XYZ. Well, then I found out they had some crazy ass taxes at the airport. And then the lady, and I was looking at her crazy, like, hold on, that's way over what I was agreeing to pay. And she had told me, well, leave the airport. And it was like a couple miles up the road. It's one of the main drags in Colorado Springs. She's like, go to that one and you shouldn't have a problem. Went to that one, they took the Coinbase card. Went to that one, didn't have all those weird ass taxes. So and it's the same entity. It was still Enterprise. It was still the same corporation. So it's weird to see the on and off, but Black Hills Energy is a nationwide electric company. So I was really surprised. And to test it, just it wasn't that I needed it to. Then it was like, okay, let me test this. I did the call in for the card. That didn't work. I did the online payment. That didn't work. And I did the speed pay and that didn't work. So yeah, they said absolutely no Coinbase.
That's probably because they know Coinbase is kind of sketchy. Oh, you stop. but yeah, that's kind of funny that you had to go outside of the airport for the rental because actually going to the airport here is cheaper than to actually use Enterprise outside or Dollar outside or whatever. But I guess everywhere is different. It's kind of I'm not surprised though they wouldn't take it at the airport though. I'm not actually. That doesn't surprise me. Who we got, Wolf?
No, I was just gonna say, y'all need to check your electric bills too. I found out last September when I was at my old place. They were like charging me out the wazoo for nothing, man. Like the person wasn't reading it correctly, obviously either. But y'all should be checking your meters yourself. I know it takes like 30 fucking seconds, and because I know damn well these electric companies, like I know this isn't crypto related, but like more so life advice. But you guys should start, checking your stuff in your meters, your gas and electric meters, because this shit's out of control. Like with prices on the rise and things like that, and like they're charging us like out the wazoo. Like you have to, like I count every penny almost, even though we don't have to worry about it, thankfully, and I'm grateful for that. But like, just take that extra 30 seconds to do the meter reading yourself, and you'll probably see the difference in your bill. And you'll probably save yourself several $100s.
Oh yeah, I had to do that last year or the year before. My husband opened the electric bill, and it was like $720. Yo, okay, we might use some extra energy here and there. Not $720. That's like 3 houses. And then we had my sister staying with us, and I was like, what the hell you guys got going on in your room? Are you growing something? Like, what's going on? I've never had an electric bill like this. And then I started reading. I even had the electric company come out here. I said, I need an energy audit. I need you to come out here and show me, is there someone tapping into my line out here running a meth lab? Is there, what's going on? Because $720 does not make sense. I mean, they had to take some of that off because they couldn't explain it. I was like, yeah, somebody needs to do something because this doesn't make a whole lick of sense. And then, and now they're padding our bill to pay for windmills down the road, well, not down the road, a ways down the road, that will only give energy to a certain area that is not by us. And that was part of the thing, like, okay, I'm in crypto, I'm investing for a better solid way. We have essentially our early retirement and all of that. So all of these things kind of came together like, okay, and even right now the markets are down. I might not be making a lot of money in crypto, but I've still found ways to make some money in crypto, which pads the back end. So, and that's another big reason why we are leaving the country. Even if we're not going to be stationary in one place, it's not like we're leaving our house to go find a house and just be there. We plan on doing world travel, and I'm excited about going into the next bull cycle with my money in crypto and using this, like we talked about last week, use this time to accumulate, people. I'm glad there's more people in here today. I know people have been running from Twitter Spaces and YouTube and stuff because people are afraid of the market, and let these people out here in governments or these TV personalities got people scared of crypto right now. Don't be scared. Like the people that came in late, Oculus and I were talking about, hey, countries and developing countries would not be using crypto as a form of legal tender if it was going someplace. So utilize this time now to put yourself in a position that when those bulls start running, we are all going to make it, and that we can then start moving things to stables, rolling, reinvesting, and just doing that. And that's part of my journey when we leave the country, and I don't have this exorbitant overhead costs of being in the United States, of mortgage and power and water and all of this. I want to share with y'all how crypto is going to move me through the journey also, and different things that I'm doing, not as financial advice, but to give some people some insight of what it looks like from the outside looking in, and then the inside looking out, of how you can make this work for you and to be able to live a different lifestyle if you want to. And I want to be able to share different experiences from around the world that we're seeing, because crypto's not going anywhere. We're here early. We have an amazing community from CU to us to the Good Morning Crypto, and this is growing outwardly every single day. There's a lot of good resources, but don't allow yourself to get in this depressive mode because, oh, everything's red, it's looking bad, my portfolio that was just worth XYZ is now shit. Just think about, hey, we've watched it go down. I think the general consensus right now, the last time I was looking, was the whole market is down in an average at, I believe, 84, 86%. So if we are able to invest now in solid projects that you've done your research on, you have a potential of taking your portfolio that you're investing this low to at least 90 to 100x, and then you properly put it away in stables, roll it into new projects, or wait for that to inevitably go down and double down on your investment after you're on house money. And there's so many different ways. So I don't want to sound like a broken record. I just want you all to know and share with your people that may not be in here. Don't let this bear market and this downward trend in the market be scary or depressive for you. Use it as a tool to put you in a position you want to be.
Well, in order for anybody, to benefit from those fruits, it's incumbent that they be here, and go through the hard times. So I'm actually noticing how in a lot of spaces and just in crypto in general, because the market is bad, a lot of people who were all over are just like they're ghosts now. And that's why I always say a lot of people that I meet this year in crypto ain't gonna be here next year. People that I meet in 2023, they're not gonna be here in 2024 because this is not for the faint of heart. And if you can't take your profile looking like shit for a while, then you're definitely not gonna be here. You're not gonna be here, and that's for sure.
Right, and that's what you were saying last week is, hey, you went through that bear market and you said, hey, I checked out for the time being. But that's what you're not doing this year. And I think if we can share and encourage people, and then Oculus has been very upfront about her journey with that from being hacked and then bear market and all that. So if you guys have any of those questions, she has no problem sharing that as an insight of don't run and put your head in the sand during this time. It if if you really want this crypto thing to be your new retirement fund or whatever you have planned for it, you can't disappear when times are bad.
That's for sure. Who else we got down there? Did somebody put their hand up, or was somebody just waving because it was preaching that good
We're all
stuff?
waving. We're all waving. No, I'm just saying though, like, like right now is the time to educate yourself though. Like this is the time, and look at all the different coins that you were interested in the bull market that you didn't FOMO into, thankfully, and really dive deep on the research, because sure it might be a little boring with the sideways, accumulation action, whatever's going on right now, but put your feet down, put on your reading glasses, your learning glasses, whatever you need to do, your thinking cap, and start fucking doing it. Don't let yourself get down in the dumps, because that's the worst thing you can do. We manifest our own mindset. We manifest our own future. So think positively about it. You dig?
For
You
sure.
dig, you
You
dig.
did.
And there's Discord, y'all. CU has a Discord and they have different information. Dames on the blockchain, we have our Discord and we have different information. And it's not that you have to look and do crypto 24/7. I know in our Discord, we have a lot of fun things from different hobbies people might be into, talking about different things that are going on in your life. Build these relationships, embrace one another. The community isn't just crypto. Crypto is just going to be a part of our everyday life. So being able to just say, hey, I went and took some photography on the beach, or I took my kids for a walk. I'm cooking this tonight, or let's just play some Discord games. There's lots of different things and to be engaged in everything. I know we're encouraging everybody to come over to our Discord. Just check it out. Let us know what you think. We put a lot of work into it, and there's a lot of useful information in there also. And people are just having fun. We even have a GIF and meme channel in there that people just go in and we just throw them back and forth, like people talking in GIFs. So it doesn't always have to be just, oh, gotta read this. What's the new protocol? What's this new roadmap? I know that can get daunting at times, but it is important to educate yourself, but build your community around you that's like-minded, but we all have different interests and we bring it all together.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think actually having extra things to do in the Discord, which I just posted in the space, I linked to our Discord. It actually just doesn't bore you out of crypto, of just getting tired of crypto, because you can love crypto, but you can be inundated with it and start to, maybe get a little bored with it. So most definitely, for sure.
So
All
what
right.
y'all got down there? Raise your hand. Let's have a discussion. What are you guys thinking about? What are things you're looking at? Anything new that's caught your attention?
Look at Wolf. Wolf.
I'll always put my hand up.
You good.
Johnny Crypto today tagged me in a post about Flare. Apparently, they're gonna be trying to shoot for number third attempt here in 25 days or so. I don't know if anybody. What's the thoughts on that? We jump into hyperspace or what? We're just not.
I mean, I'm going to take the back seat and watch. I mean, we've heard this song and dance a few times, so I'm not really sure what I believe. I would like them to. I would like it to go how they said, but I mean, we've now heard the song and dance a few times.
Can somebody give just like a 20-second description of what the hell flare is? I've seen it all over the place. I just haven't looked into it myself. Can anyone just like quickly describe it?
It's a ghost coin that refuses to come out, and I'm just playing.
I personally, I looked at it so long ago, I would have to refresh my mind because after like the second failed attempt, I was like, yeah, fuck this. Wolf,
Yeah.
what do you got on it?
No, I was just gonna say I just don't give a shit about it anymore. To be honest with you, I'm gonna dump my coins, and I'm telling everybody here right now, when I get my coins, I will dump them. It may age well,
Sadly.
it may not, but you already know what I'm doing in advance. You're welcome. Take it with a grain of salt, I guess, right? But I personally, after I saw the way Hugo was interacting and just kind of like skirting around some things and like, oh, let's do a name change instead of like release the actual coin and oh, hey, well, we actually, hey, by the way, a year later, we realized we're going to need these two protocols to actually launch on top of our network first before we launch our own coin. So, yeah. So, I mean, hey, it might end up doing really well. And, sure, let's wish them nothing but, good health and success, right? But at the end of the day, it all comes down to, us as individuals and what we actually think and what we're going to do, right? Because we all have a unique plan. But yeah, that's my whole thing. DeFi, I suggest, man, go ahead, take a look at it, man. Go to their website, go to their Twitter space, follow Hugo, whatever, and do a little bit of research on that, and then maybe next week you can tell us your conclusions.
Wolf
Trash.
lost all hope.
Always a fair.
Old man with the dog. How are you? Talk to us.
Good evening, OV and Thymeless. It's great.
Hey, old man with the dog.
And I also want to say good evening to the ladies and gentlemen down in the audience. And in the audience, please, when I ask this, please step up and just give your thoughts and opinions of this. Because what I'm going to ask is, of the utility tokens that we were all hoping that or thinking that this might have been the utility run. Evidently, it's not. And maybe we're hoping for the next bull run to be the utility wise. Out of the utility tokens, what are other people looking at? Thank you.
Go ahead, Wolf, because
No.
I'm thinking on my favorite
Yeah.
ones right now.
No, I'm not gonna.
It sounds like not flare.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna say, yeah, that's funny, DeFi. We need a toilet flush for Flare. But for now, anyways. For now, I could change my mind later down the road. You know how I do this. I always say the good and the bad about everything. But old man with the dog, nothing but respect to you, man. I love hearing you talk and everything, and getting to interact with you whenever I can. But I will say I'm looking at a lot of those ISO coins. A majority of those I already hold. Just because they're ISO compliant, for one. So, and most of those actually have a lot of utility to them. And those are the ones that I would personally be looking at. But I'm not gonna say any specific coin, but you should be really looking at ones that, when you do the research, you're seeing that they're solving a real world problem. Say, for example, like cybersecurity or cloud storage, or remittance, those type of things, and make sure they have a use case along with it, right? But that's what I'd be looking towards. And you can actually go on like, what is it, CoinGecko. I don't really like CoinMarketCap, but they have a pretty good category one, where you can go through specific categories. There's like 146 categories or 150 different categories that you can actually go through. These different categories like cloud storage, remittance, oracles, like everything like that actually have use cases and stuff. And break it down and then do your research based on the topic, or the category itself. But that's just my input on it.
Thank you. That's very informative. That's good. Anybody else thinking of anything?
And that's kind of what I do too. Is I in my crypto book I have different categories. I know I have a pretty big category for governance tokens and privacy tokens. I started looking into those deeper with conversations with Oculus, but like for me, it's just a few, like some of my earlier investments I'm super interested in. And like Wolf was saying, real world use case. And then I, like, for instance, for an example, and I brought it up now a couple weeks is with the food and supply chain issues when it started from in Canada with the truckers at the border and now through the US during COVID and stuff. That's why I'm really interested in Origin Trail and watching it because, hey, you can watch how long it's been in the system and stuff like that. So that's a real use case, and you can see where it's coming from, how long it's been, or how long it's been at its destination. I'm really big also on different privacy coins and also ones that like civic key for me. A lot, and I'm just going to put that out there, is a lot of these projects that we're all interested in, but what's working behind it as the identity part of it is civic and civic key. So that's really ones that I'm super interested in. I have a long list. There's just some at the very top of it, and I'm every day I'm looking further and deeper into it because there's so many coins out there that don't get a lot of spotlight, and I'm not about to give it to them yet. But while the markets are down, I've really just been looking and reading and trying to cross-reference. I do like CoinMarketCap for that reason. It's because I can go and look up something. I can go dig into their links that are associated and branch off through that because there's a lot of wealth of information in there that allows me to just really start going and diving into things. That's for me. Oculus, what about you?
I, after getting caught up in the passive, income hype and the DAOs and the meme coins, since last year and for part of this year, I've been actually revisiting, looking at my book that I had in 2017, and it's about 2 years worth of information in there. So I was checking out Sia Coin again, and I forgot I used to actually hold some Sia Coin, and I sold it. So I was checking that out again. Um, Definitely still looking at Quant I'm looking at things that are way under a penny right now that I could actually build my bags with. Um, those and there's so many because I use Coin Stats, and I like them because you can actually add favorites to them, and I've been using them for years. So I actually I bought the version that I have because it's so good for me. I have about 45 coins saved in my favorites that were too expensive last year, or just I was just, like I said, I was a little conflicted and distracted. But that's what I'm actually looking at now.
Right.
VChain is one of my other ones that I like. I love VChain, and there's so many more. But yeah, those are the few that actually come to mind when you ask.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like my situation was, I had started this back in 2017. Um, I actually had bought my first Bitcoin at $1,750 and watched it go up and back down, riding the roller coaster with it. In the time between then, 2017, until 20, well, 6, 7 months ago, I had accumulated about 33 different coins. Now, for me, that was too many. And then whenever I did make my decision and pulling my trigger and selling, I still kept quite a few of utility coins, ISO coins. Um, And now I'm wanting to whittle my bag down to a more manageable amount of coins, 10, maybe 15. But that was my thoughts, and I was just wondering what everybody else was thinking about in regards to that also.
You know what? I'll tell you from experience. Um, some people actually do out here have 30 coins, but as I've said before, on our space, and I said in other places, having 30 coins, that's like having 30 children.
Uh
You
huh.
know, some of you got to remember when to change their diapers. You got to remember when this is coming. You got to remember to feed them, because you know what, these projects are doing stuff. And if you actually are not going to be able to keep up with at least 3 coins, you can't keep up with 30, and that's overextending yourself.
Right.
So I always try to keep it down to at least 10 to 15, because I had that many coins before, and it was actually a little bit tedious, and it would give me
Leave me
anxiety.
alone, OV.
I told y'all to get rid of them 95 coins, y'all. It was just too many
Well,
damn
that
coins.
and here's another thing to look at in regards with this is obviously whenever you're older, you want to be able to leave things to your family, and being able to get it set up to where it's the least amount that has the most punch, your bang for the buck for your family, but their easy accessibility when the time comes. Thank you again.
No, I actually agree with you with that. It's just that for me personally, it got to the point where, like you said, bang for your buck. I mean, some people have 30 coins and they don't even have 10,000, at least 10,000 of those coins. So you got like 2,000 coins here, 1,000 coins here, 500 coins here, and then you realize that you have too many of them to keep building your bags. So that's why for me, I had to learn that the hard way, and that's why I kind of just keep it to the sweet 15. Wolf, what's up?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I mean, at least maybe one to every 3 months. Just go through your portfolio and do a check, a reevaluate, make sure that it fits your current goals, your short term, midterm, long term goals, and reevaluate it. And if everything checks out, keep moving on, sweet as pie. And if not, then you change things up, you consolidate whatever you need to do, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to hold too many coins. That overwhelms you. Obviously, everybody to each their own, and everybody has a unique situation. So, I mean, some people can handle, 90 coins, some people can't. It just really depends. Obviously, if you have 90 coins, I really hope that you have X amount of tokens as your minimum holding amount, and not just like 1,000 or 2,000 of each. You know what I mean? Because that's just kind of tedious, and that just demonstrates to me that you're overextended, or maybe too diversified at that point. And then touch on your other thing there, old man with a dog. You can look into, I think it's Safe Haven or Shop. They do digital inheritance, so that would be something to check out too. Because I have a plan set up with them. I paid 10,000 SHA, and I have a little device that I bought. I think it was like $40. Um, and it's like a digital inheritance plan. So it has like in there, I think like in 1,000 words, it says what happens basically, and then they take kind of help your loved ones or whoever the person's in charge of your basically your will or whatever it may be, that's in line to get your stuff, and they help you through it. But something that I know we don't want to think about is that, but the other thing too is to maybe right now, all of us could even do this for our loved ones, is to record a video, because that's the most helpful, a visual aid. Maybe take a couple hours out of your day, someday, um, and just kind of record it and put it on an encrypted thumb drive for your family member. Just a thought, or even take pictures or write down directions, or whatever your loved one would find it easier to get. So, yeah.
That
Right.
that's a great thought with the video, and thank you very much. That was great.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was a big thing. And Wolf and OV can quit talking about me. And that no, that is why that's why probably what it's been about 2 months. I told everybody that that's when I was going to shake up my portfolio and start reevaluating and put things, because I did have like 1,000, 2,000 of a coin, but some of those went back to the early days of my very first starting to invest. When now we know, okay, you need at least XYZ amount of coins within certain projects for even if it to move to make you really anything worth being noticeable. Um, I'm glad you gave some of those names, Wolf, because I had been hearing about these companies and I was going to start looking into them, but I didn't know any names because that's something that I would like for my husband and I to both do, especially since we're going to be heavy in international travel and travel in general, because anything can happen to anybody. So I think that that would be wise for us to do also.
Yeah, Safe Haven's the I'm gonna look it up real quick, but they're like they're the first ones in crypto to do that. Yeah, it's called Safe Haven. Uh, so check them out on Twitter. Just type in at Safe Haven IO, and you'll get all the pop up there, and then check out their website and whatnot. If anybody's interested in the digital inheritance, I don't really promote that one too much, but since it came up, because it's not something that would normally come up, but since it did, there you go.
I'll be looking.
Who we got next? Oh, we got Sing. What's up, Sing?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
How are you?
Good, good. I was gonna. Wanted to share this one course that I saw. It's really nice. I put it up in the nest. I hope the host and co-host are okay with that. It's a nice. It talks about debt, inflation, and the bigger picture. And they go through all the different types of money, the benefits and negatives of each type of money, like gold, fiat currencies, and and my favorite, Bitcoin. Uh, and it's a nice one to just learn. I think we all need to learn like the big picture. That way, whenever we're in crypto, we can make the best investments. And I think, old man, you were saying, I would chime in. I think five is a good number to keep track of your coins. I think if you get more than five, you actually can't keep track of them. And crypto moves so fast that you really, I think it moves even faster than any kind of stock that you own. So having more than five cryptos, I think, is almost it's very hard unless you do, you have a lot of time to keep track of it. I think five is a good number, and out of that, definitely one should be Bitcoin out of the five. And then for timeless, I would say another one. I know Bitcoin. There's a really nice two of three multi-signature company out there. It's called Unchained, unchained.com. And it's a good one to hold Bitcoin with, because what you can do is, you have multiple keys. And you can actually carry, if you're traveling overseas, you can take one key with you. And that way, no one can get access to your Bitcoin. And then
I think we lost you, Sing.
Okay, I was wondering if that was me or him.
Sing, can you hear me? Because we can't hear you. You might have to come back in and come out and come back in, Sing, because we can't hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, I checked out the link that he posted. It actually looks pretty cool. I definitely think I'm gonna look at that. That'll be on my homework list in addition to checking out what Flare Network is, as assigned by Professor Wolf there. Um, no, but if anyone else in the audience was wondering, I just did like a quick look at it, and it like it looks like the gist of it is like it's going to be a smart, basically a smart contract platform that
can you
that
hear
like
me?
XRP specifically will be able to use. Yeah, we can hear you now, Dr. Singh. Go for it.
Well,
See?
maybe not.
Yeah.
Sing, can you hear us? 1, 2, 3. Mic check.
Yeah, leave the space and come back in, Sing, and then request if you can hear me.
Hey,
Yeah.
I will say that they. I just checked out that Unchained Capital, the thing he's talking about, and you can actually. It's compatible with Trezor, Ledger, and Cold Card. So that's always a plus in my book
Oh, for sure.
if you can use your own hardware wallet stuff.
Oh, I know I'm coming to you before we check out and pass any border, just to make sure everything is in line because like most people just do certain things because they're only taking a trip out and coming back. And that's the thing is I want to be as safe as possible because I won't have the safety net to
Yeah.
put something and leave it here. And I really don't trust people in my family like that. Not like I'm not talking about underneath my roof, but like if we were out and about and something were to happen to us as a family or individually, there's not that many people that I trust. So I definitely want to have everything in line as much as possible just in case. Because I mean, my daughter's halfway across the world now. She's living in the UK right now and she left Monday. So I want to have some things in line, but I also want to have some security to protect me in different places also.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can't. We can't skip out on security. You know, we can't go easy on it either. I see a lot of these discords and these companies going weak on their, they get caught lacking in other terms. Um, so you definitely don't want to get caught lacking at all. Security is nothing to mess around with. It should be like one of the first things we freaking do. But unfortunately, a lot of us, it's like a third or fifth step, or maybe even later than that. But I'm available 24/7, 365, and 366 on leap year. So hit me up.
Well, damn. Okay.
For sure.
Sing, are you back with us? Because you were saying something and I was listening to it. There you are.
Yeah, sorry about that. I think I was talking about the Unchained. Is that where I got cut off?
Yeah, that's where you got cut off.
Okay, yeah. So Timeless, you can anyone wants to send me a DM and I can send you the website so you can check it out. I think it's a 2 of 3 multi-signature, and I think it's a good way of inheritance plan if you wanted to, leave Bitcoin for your relatives. The company can help out. All you have to do is let your family members know where one of the keys is, and then they can probably help with the inheritance. So yeah, I think everyone that's in crypto, you should really. It's good to talk to family that you own these things if you want to leave it for them, right? Because if they don't know, it's almost impossible that they would know how to access because they do need some technical knowledge. But having someone like Unchained help out, and they only have like they just have your public key. And you still control the Bitcoin. So I think it's a good custody solution to look into. And then
Hey,
yeah,
Sim, is that just strictly? I appreciate that information because I checked it out briefly. Is that just strictly for Bitcoin? Because I couldn't find any information on their facts or anything if it was any other crypto other than Bitcoin.
yeah, it's a Bitcoin only company. So what they can do is they can do the 2 of 3 multi-signature for the Bitcoin, and then you can use the same key they work with Trezor, Ledger, and Cold Card. So I think Cold Card is Bitcoin only. So you can do a Trezor or a Ledger, and then what you can do is you can hold Bitcoin 2 of 3 multi-signature with 2 of those, and then you can actually hold all your other altcoins on one of those hardware wallets. So I think you can actually combine the two. Yeah, you can pick, either they work with Trezor or Ledger. So, which if you already have one of those, you can use your own hardware wallet. And I think they just and if you're technically savvy, you can actually do the setup for free. You don't even have to pay them. But if you want hand holding, I think it costs about $250, and they'll help you set up the whole thing and walk you through it. And a great company, whenever you need to call or ask questions, you can call them up, and it's very helpful. And I think, yeah, like I said too, I think we all realize as crypto develops and matures, it'll just get easier and easier over time to hold these things. And Cash App is working on like a Bitcoin hardware wallet also. So, things will continue to evolve and it'll be easier and easier. But at this point, it's always good to think of inheritance and, um, make it easy for family members.
Oh, for sure. Because none of us in here are Benjamin Buttons. We're not aging backwards. So, the end of the day, we have to be able to make sure.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, I'm going to hit the Caribbean waters. I'm hoping maybe I can reverse some of this aging, but the reality is, yeah, we're getting older each year, and even if we don't have kids, there's people that we're looking out for or whatever. What we just don't want to have happen is you hear stories all the time. Something happens. Oh, the family knows. Oh, they were in crypto, but we don't know how to access. I think it was the end of last year, there was a crypto YouTuber. He just talked about crypto and what he was doing. And he had he was really young. Him and his wife had moved to Mexico, and he had a heart attack in his sleep and he passed away. And the wife got on his YouTube and was just asking for any help. Like, he was trying to teach me. I wasn't taking it serious. We were so young. I don't know how to access it. People sent her some donations and stuff, but of course nobody knew how to get into there. So he has a nice sizable portfolio that is just sitting there that nobody has access to, and he has a wife and kids.
Didn't
So
somebody
yeah.
didn't somebody fall off a balcony in Mexico as well? They had a
Yes,
shit ton
I've
of
heard about that
Bitcoin.
too.
Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, so I mean, it's something that we never want to think about or don't want to think about, right? But unfortunately, it's the reality is, we need to think about it and plan for it because we just don't know when that time is up, and that's risky as well. So I mean, but it's even riskier not leaving a plan for your family.
Right. I mean, and every day that we walk out of the house. I mean, not tomorrow or the next hour isn't promised to us. And anything can happen, from a freak car accident to falling off a balcony to anything. Anything can happen, and that's the reality. Even if you're extremely young and somebody in here in their 20s, that can't happen to me, this, that, or whatever. But it can. Freak accidents happen all the time, or weird anomalies. And like Wolf and all of us say, we don't want to talk about it, but it is a discussion that needs to be talked about.
Yeah, along those lines, sort of like a life hack that I learned a couple of years ago was so if you're working for probably usually like a large employer, sometimes they have legal services available to you as a benefit of being their employee, and so you can knock out all of your important documents like a will and a power of attorney and a healthcare directive and stuff like that. All of those adulty types of things, and basically do it on the employer's dime when the time the time that it would take with a lawyer would end up costing you probably several $1,000s to knock out all of those things, and you can just get it done with on your employer's dime if that's an option to you. So just make sure you look at your benefits as an employee.
That's definitely that's definitely something to look at. Thanks for that, D5. Wolf, I got a question for you, actually. Have you actually heard of the Arculus card? Arculus.
I think I've seen it advertised on Instagram. Is that the MetaMask thing?
No.
Okay.
No, it's
Wait,
it's
how do you spell it? Sorry, I had a chip
AR.
while you were.
It's
Okay, AR.
ARCULUS. Arculus.
No, and it's a crypto debit card or something?
No, it's actually supposed to be security. You get this metal card,
Oh, I
and
see. Okay.
yeah. And the reason why I'm kind of interested in them because I'm familiar with CompoSecure. If you actually own a metal card, like if you have an American Express and you have the metal one, if you have any kind of metal card, they actually probably made it because they have the metal card industry tied up. So I've been doing research on it because just checking out it's a security aspect of it. You keep the crypto on there and things of that. So it's pretty interesting. They're a little the way they have
Yeah.
it set up. But I
So
was
they have an
wondering,
app.
yeah, I was wondering what you would think about that. Let me share it in the
Yeah.
space.
No, yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it because I actually had just recently, I'm not gonna, I mean, I don't want to say too much, but I had a hardware wallet idea, and that's all I'll say about it. But, I mean, this is kind of, cool. It's a card, right? But you're not really doing too much with the card, right?
Right.
I mean, it's acting as the hardware wallet, but no one can get it because you have to use the app and it's all on the blockchain. So I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea. I mean, it's just another hardware wallet. I'll have to dig deeper on it. But so far, I like the idea.
Yeah, I thought the idea
You
was
know,
was pretty nifty.
yeah,
Been checking out some YouTube videos on it,
that's some
and
low profile stuff.
yeah, I was gonna bring it up to you in the security class, the one you had
Yeah,
a while ago. That's how long I've been
right.
reading, checking it out because I was thinking about actually purchasing it for myself, but I just forgot about it. But now I just remembered it, so I'm glad that I told you about it, so you can check it out.
Yeah, what are those? What are the? I mean, I'm not looking at it right now, but like, what does that cost? Like $50, $60, $40?
No, it's not. It's $100
Okay,
actually. It's $100 just for the card itself. It's like a metal card.
right.
It's cold. It's a cold storage wallet solution basically, and
Yeah,
you
it's
would
biometric.
you combine the metal card with the app, and that's basically your security.
Oh, it
Just
uses NFC technology.
yes,
Okay, so that's the only thing that I'd be um worried about because you know how like when you go to your like what is it called, RFID?
yeah,
So like when I mean I'm sure it has some type of technology to be built into it, almost like that because of the NFC feature.
hmm
That's the only thing that I'd worry about it. Obviously if you carry it in your wallet, you got to have an RFID blocker on it, just in case somebody tries to tap it and somehow is able to get some type of information off of it. I mean, obviously they won't be able to sign any transactions, but I
right.
wonder. I'll do a dig. I'll dig on that because I'm curious to see how that would affect or something like that, or if they did any type of testing to see if any information can be taken from that or whatever, like the pin. Because not so much the biometric, right? But
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah,
interesting.
yeah. There were just a few concerns, like when I was, on YouTube, a few people in the comments were just asking certain things and didn't agree with the way the security was set up. So I was like, let me ask you. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, what's their ELA level? Like I said, I'll look into it. ELA 6 is the step below 7, and 7's the most. So, I mean, it's up. It actually has better security than some of the hardware wallets that are already out there in existence. So, it's not that bad.
yeah, and it's just a little less clunky than some of these hardware wallets because I'm looking to get new ones because I'm not really a fan of Ledger. It gives me a freaking headache every time I pull out that little stupid
Yeah.
stupid thing. So that's the reason
Yeah.
why I haven't taken, sold anything. A lot of stuff I have because it's on that ledger, and I'm like, if I have to deal with that, I'll just freaking hold it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of things that people don't think about either. Let's say one of these companies goes out of business.
Hmm.
Guess what? You still have your recovery phrase, so you can go on to like any third-party wallet or MetaMask or
Right.
whatever hardware wallet and back it up. So your funds aren't lost, people. Just FYI, in case no one knew that.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Wolf.
You bet.
All right. Who else we got? Thomas, is your hand up? No, I'm just playing.
Well, I was going to say that I'll give the warning earlier because it seems like people want to throw their hands up and talk as soon as I say, hey, we're rounding out the 2 hour mark. And if you have something to say, let's say it now. Well, we're at the hour and 40 minutes. And if there is anything that you want to bring up and come up here and talk about, anything at all, it doesn't have to be a question, it can be a thought, a comment, whatever the case may be, just raise your hand and come on up. Like I had brought up last week, with everything moving so quickly in my life, I am personally trying to stay closer to the 2 hour mark. It works well for Oculus and I with it being later there than it is here for me. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there, and I want to keep reminding everybody. It's not that we're trying to rush off. We had started this with the 2 hour mark, and with things developing in my life with the move and all of that. For the next foreseeable few weeks coming up, it'll probably be better for me in that timing. So yeah, we had Wolf, and then Kim came up.
Yo, you want me to shut up or what?
No, go ahead.
Okay,
You're
no.
helping fill in the air.
Yeah, so something that I wanted to bring up today, I think I shared it, in the resource today, but um, what was it? Michael Arrington, his capital, launched a 100 million growth fund for Moonbeam ecosystem. And I thought that was pretty interesting because that's a substantial amount of money to be investing in an ecosystem. So I just wanted to touch base on that real quick, because I think that's down like 90% from its all-time high too. And it coincides. It's like a parachain. I think, what was it, Polkadot? So just something to bring up and see if everybody wants to look into that, because I thought it was definitely interesting to see that. Um, $100 million going to an ecosystem to kind of develop it out and stuff. So
Yeah,
always follow the money trail.
for real. And Dot has been very quiet for a while. It's like that's another one that's on my ledger that I haven't sold because I hate my ledger. But yeah. So thanks for that, Wolf. Check into that. We have Kim. What's up, Kim?
Hey, you guys.
Hey.
I just wanted to piggyback off of what you guys were saying about unexpected events, life events, and making sure that you have your stuff in order. It was today. Today is I think yesterday. I thought I was dying. I had like three. I passed out 3 times in a row, and so I thought I was having a stroke or a heart attack or whatever. And I wound up in the hospital. What I'm saying that to say, look how quick that could have been, and then nobody would have access to any of my stuff. Nobody. So that is that's a big thing, and especially I think it was Wolf who said put it on a film it, to let somebody know, because they'll never figure out how to, if they don't do crypto, they'll never figure out how to go from step A to step B to get to where your stuff is. But filming it was a really good whatever. I can't think, but y'all know what I'm saying.
Yeah, the filming is a really great idea. I am so sorry to hear about that, Kim. I'm glad that you're at least doing better enough to be home and going to be recovering, because you have been on my mind when I didn't see you last week in our space, or then on CU and hadn't seen you much in Discord. You had been on my mind, and I did ask a few different people, like, anybody see Kim? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
take your
good.
rest and take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Take care of yourself, Kim. For real. I'm glad that you got on the mic because I was like I didn't see you last week either, so I was wondering too. Glad you're okay though.
Well, last week was my first week getting my godson. I got him on Tuesday, so on Wednesday I was pretty busy. But listen, that's another thing. You know, I was all worried about him and his situation, and then I put him in a worse situation yesterday. Because now you got him can't understand what's going on, what's wrong with me, why um, anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone because it was just crazy. But listen, I'm not saying that for sympathy. What I'm saying is, by you guys saying that, it really hit home because I was saying to myself, Jesus Christ, yeah, I could have been out of here, and they didn't find anything wrong. So don't even say, well, oh my gosh, she's dying. They couldn't find what was wrong. I still got to go to a lot of tests, but yeah, uh, being prepared for if something happens, that's really a good thing. It's not like at the bank where your kids get a succession and all of this is included in it, and or your parents put beneficiary on there, they don't let you do none of that. So you gotta have everything taken care of, even if you don't think you're going anywhere. Because I didn't think I was going. Well, I ain't going nowhere, but I'm saying I wasn't thinking I was going anywhere right then. And you know as it was happening, I was like, Lord have mercy, am I dying? But yeah, that's a good thing that that filming it and getting it to somebody. Hey, you know what? Wolf, you said on an encrypted thumb drive. What's that?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be. I mean, it could just be a regular thumb drive, but I figure, since it is sensitive information that we're sharing with our family, that it could be encrypted. So that could also be like encrypted just means it's like a password protected or biometric protected thumb drive that also has a password function in it. So almost acts as like multi-factor authentication, but privately. So like only you would know the password and like the pin. Even there's ones that you can set up a pin on, but you could always leave that like in the packaging for your family member. Be like, hey, punch in this code or whatever, and make sure they do it offline. That's the only thing that I would suggest as well because they're like military grade, security function on there. So yeah. And that's in the Discord for CU as well. I have a section for the encrypted thumb drive.
Right. So if you go now, you go to Walmart and just get a thumb drive. Would you be just going there and getting one that says encrypted?
If they sell them there, then yeah, you could always do that.
I
I
don't
mean,
think Walmart had it. I had to order mine off of Amazon.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can order off of Amazon. Yeah, I mean, you can go to. I mean, I put the numerous ones that I recommend in the CU Discord in the encrypted thumb drive section, and then see if they have them at your local stores. I mean, you could just go to like Walmart.com, Target.com, BestBuy.com, like all those kind of websites, and see if they have them. The ones that the brands that I specifically recommended, or you could just type in, on Google or pre-search it and do like, encrypted thumb drives and see what pops up because it might even show a local store that's near you or something that might not show up near me or something.
And then
It,
I'm sorry. And then
all I was just going to say, though, real quick, Kim, is if you don't do an encrypted and you're just doing a regular thumb drive like Wolf said that you could do, just make sure you're completely offline when you interact with it to put the information and stuff in there. Make sure that device is not connected to the internet at all.
okay. Um, and then Wolf, so let's say you wanted to put your node stuff on there and everything. That's the type of one-on-one sessions you would do.
Yeah, I would definitely do one-on-one if you needed something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just security based, right? I mean, it'll be primarily around like personal and crypto security. You know what I mean? Because that's pretty much what you're saying right now. But it's about personal security and crypto security. So yeah, but there's other questions that I can answer too.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys.
All right, Kim, take care and feel better.
Yes, Kim, definitely get the rest and take care of yourself. But glad that you are feeling a little bit better.
Old man with the dog is up. What's up? Hey.
Kim, hope that you get to feeling better, ma'am. Just a quick question. What's everyone's opinion on the Exodus wallet?
So Exodus Wallet is, in my opinion, good for like beginner retail investors. It's it's a non-custodial wallet, so you get your private keys. So you own your crypto. They do the thing that I like about the wallet. Is that they have the ledger, or I mean, not the ledger, sorry, my apologies, the Trezor integration. So you can download the Trezor Bridge function. It pops up and it'll take you to the website through a link. You download the Trezor Bridge and you can actually, manage funds on your Trezor right in there in a private wallet on the Exodus wallet. But yeah, I personally like them. I'm a little biased because I know JP, so I'm a little biased in that sense.
Now, is the Treasure wallet any better than the Ledger?
No, I would say they're both. I mean, Trezor was the first hardware wallet to come into the game in 2011. Besides the little USB sticks. But I personally, in my opinion, they're trying to revamp their look. They're trying to they came out with the Trezor Suite application kind of to try to compete with the Ledger Live desktop, but they have a long way to go in my opinion because as of right now, Ledger Live or just Ledger, their whole system that they have down, they've really kind of like in my opinion perfected it in a sense because it's more user friendly than the Trezor. Um, so yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Ov, didn't you used to use Exodus?
Once upon a time, I did when I first started. I did, but then I stopped. Just because I just switched to something different. But yeah, I didn't have any problems with it actually at all. It was pretty easy to use. It was seamless, and yeah, I liked it.
And I
Who?
have never used it.
Listen. She was like, and that's my 2 cents on that Exodus wallet. All right.
I've never used it. I don't know much about it. That's all.
Yeah, but it is very easy to use. It's definitely not as cumbersome as some hardware wallets or just some wallets as but I don't know why I stopped using it. I think I don't know why I stopped, but I need to actually check it because I still have the key, see if there's anything in there actually. Thanks for bringing that up, old man. um who else do we have? Do we have anybody else that wants to chit chat with me and Timeless this lovely evening?
Yo, V, did we see you post yesterday about a PS5?
Yeah, yeah.
Boo.
Come on, guys. You know what? Here's the thing. I have been using PlayStation since 1995. A lot of you Xboxers, you're kind of new in this in the thing. That came out in 2001. So I'm a legacy PlayStation player. So I'm not going to be
Oh,
giving
so
up
you're just
my
going to show your
PS5.
age, huh?
Hey, yeah. I mean, come on. I had ColecoVision. I had Atari. I had everything. Neo Geo. I
I
had,
did have
yeah. I
Atari.
mean, come on. I mean, so Commodore 64. Yeah, I'm a older gamer. So
You
hey.
know, my favorite game system when I was growing up was I think this what was it, the Sega Dreamcast? Is
Yeah,
that what?
yeah.
I think that was the one that really sparked my gaming for me personally. Because there were some cool ass games on there, but I'm an Xbox guy. But I did have PlayStation, so you know, but just over time, I kind of went to the dark side. So
You know, it's
Stay on the
okay.
dark side with me, Wolf. It'll be okay.
Yeah, y'all be yeah. I love my PlayStation though. I wasn't gonna pay because you know I was actually gonna add QVC. You know, QVC is the online shopping place, right? They're selling the same system I
yeah,
bought for like $1,100. I'm
that's
like,
insane.
are you
That's
freaking?
stupid.
Yeah, yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I went into my local GameStop back when Thymeless was trying to get a new Xbox, and I was like, yo, you know,
I'm
like
still trying.
this was after I went in one day and I was like, hey, do you guys have any just for shits and giggles, because I was buying a new Super Nintendo controller for my kids and a game, I think, for her. And I was like, hey, do you guys have any Xbox Ones? Or, you know, the Xbox series? And they're like, yeah, we actually have a gift card bundle. And I was like, okay, $5.50. Bought that, used the $50 gift card on the stuff that I was going to buy for her anyway. So it kind of all worked out. But then I went back after you said you were looking for one and they didn't have any. I was like, shit, because I would have bought you one and sent you one. You know, if they had it or whatever. But I was
Yeah,
like,
I'm
damn,
still looking.
they're all
It seems
gouged
like
up in price.
yeah,
They
that's the thing
actually
is,
ran out of Xboxes. That's shocking.
No, no,
well,
hey. Damn, I'll be taking shots.
Pew 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 pew.
people want our new cube, damn it.
Yo, but seriously, if you go on like Walmart.com, I saw someone interacting on my post, and said they bought like one for like $900 or $1,100, like you were just saying.
Fuck
And
that.
I'm like, you don't feed into the scammers, you know? I mean, they're just as bad as people in DeFi trying to scam people and stuff, you know? Because they're just trying to get you, you know, trying to get you for that money because you want it so bad. But I'm like, well, if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. You just move on, you know? So
Yeah, I wasn't. I was not. I'm not paying. If that's the case, I could buy two of them. I'm not paying $1,100. That's why I waited. I mean, yeah, I wanted it, but then when I realized that I didn't, there was no need to rush, you know, to buy it because anything coming out for PS5 is going to be on PS4. Eventually, they'll stop, so there's no need for me to actually, you know, overpay. I'm not like QVC wanted like $1,100 for a $550 gaming bundle. It's ridiculous.
yeah, I'm really shocked that QVC of all places was actually trying to pull that shit too.
No, it's still on their website. You
Right.
go there
But
now, you can get it.
that's insane. But I mean, there is a chip shortage. I mean, we're facing, I mean, plenty of shortages. But you know, especially in the computer manufacturing and the gaming industry as a whole.
Right. I've even heard that they are consequently taking out the chips out of like smart washers and dryers and things like that because of the shortage. So it is what it is. I mean, I want to get mine, but at the same time, I might be able to get it cheaper in Mexico, and that I won't have to pay an import tax. Mine's working great right now. But yeah, I would like to have a faster, newer model, but what can you do sometimes?
Yeah, Tracer actually upped their price of their touchscreen hardware wallet because they were, you know, backdated. Back ordered for like 3 months, I think, at one point because of the chip shortage. They used a specific chip in their hardware wallet and just couldn't get it. So they upped the price, I think, by like $20 or something like that, or $30 now. So for the touchscreen one.
Damn, that's a lot of money. Jeez.
And that's where your thing, where the Oculus card or whatever it's called, there comes into play.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, personally, I'm kind of tired of these little key fob hardware wallets. Somebody was like, "Get a Tracer," and I was like, you know what? No, I don't think I want that either. You know, that's why I was trying to see what you thought about this Oculus because it just seems a little bit more seamless. And I'm not going to carry the card around because you know it's not like my credit card. So you know I would
Yeah.
never have it in my wallet. You know, so it just seems like it's something seems like it's something easy enough
Right.
and you know idiot proof. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I think if somebody stole your wallet, you know, a hypothetical, they wouldn't even know what the fuck it is. So you'd be fine. You know what I mean? They wouldn't know. And then they wouldn't have access to your shit because they don't have your, because they use what is it, a multi-factor authentication. So your biometric, your PIN, and something else, So I mean, or even just those two things alone, I mean, that would prevent somebody from getting into your app and stuff, So yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'm gonna message them.
Oh, the Oculus people.
Yeah, I'm gonna message them and ask them about some of the security stuff.
Yeah, and let me know what you think, because I was really seriously looking into it, but I said before I toss my money out there, let me see what Wolf thinks. But thank you for looking into that for me.
I got you.
All right, Kim, what's up?
I finally got my Bobcat miner. Shit, after 7.
Oh, you finally got it. Did you set it up, or haven't had a chance to?
I set up and accumulate in the Pi app, if y'all know what that is. It's like you get 1.0 something. I'm not getting a full token, but I figure, if it just sits there for years, I might wound up with 1,000, and they might be, when I get them, so just gonna let it sit there. But yeah, I got that miner.
Yeah, I have mine. I just looked at it right now, and it's like in the corner, because it really is like set it and forget it. And I haven't checked my wallet, but the last time I checked it, I was doing okay. But I probably would do better if I moved it to a different location. But it's not really that imperative for me to do that, because not for nothing, this this helium miner thing is a little bit, it was a little bit annoying to me, So, but what I did do though is buy a different antenna for it. I did buy another one. I didn't use the stock antenna it came with. I got rid of it and bought a stronger one. So that's been working better for me. I can send you the antenna I bought. I don't know if it'll work for you, but it actually worked a little better than the stock antenna.
Yeah, send it to me. Because on the map where, what is it, a hexagon? It shows you where you are. See, I don't have one touching me. They're not.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I think you make more money if in fact they're touching, you have another one to talk to or something like that.
Yeah, and in that case, a lot of people started making their own network. Like if they were in an area where they didn't have miners that were able to talk to each other, basically, they would put one of the neighbors' house or one of the relatives' house. Some people actually made their own network when they encountered that. I'm not saying that's what you should do, but that's kind of how people were getting around, that issue that you're having.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know I don't know these neighbors like that. They might.
I feel you.
Might do something, but yeah. So I'm just, that's just another part of crypto that I've gotten into, and I'm gonna try the antenna you're talking about, but if not, it's accumulating, and if it takes a long time, then it just hopefully makes the token go. The token goes up in value, and I wound up with tokens that cost a lot. So
yeah, the good thing about it is it costs you like $5 a year in energy on your light bill. So it's not expensive, it's not intrusive. So like you say, you just let it sit there and do its thing. That's what I've been doing.
Right, so $5 a year. Right now I got $250.
I hear you.
All right. Well, anyway, all right. Thanks for the conversation.
All right, Kim. Speak to you soon. All right. Who else we
I was
got?
just going to say, does anybody else got something? Because we are rounding out that 2 hours, and my painters just got here. It's late. So if they start doing stuff, it's going to get loud around here. So who got what for us? I think that they might be installing the shutters that got destroyed in the hail.
Okay. I was getting ready to say they working around the clock over there.
Hey, I mean, they really have no choice after being paid, and we're getting closer to that time.
Yeah. So does anybody have anything for us? If not, I'm gonna let Thymeless hop on and say her bid adieu.
Ladies, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Everybody else as well. That's my piece.
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank,
Wolf, for tuning in. You have a good weekend. Week 2.
thanks, Wolf. So I'm going to make this real short and sweet. We appreciate you all coming by every Wednesday, the conversations that you guys bring on Twitter and especially in the Discord. We're trying to get more people in there as an active community. We already have an active community in there, but more people sharing their wisdom and asking questions and just conversations is always wanted. But over this time that the markets have been down, just keep your head up about it. Let's keep talking crypto. Let's make a plan. And I look forward to every Wednesday, no matter how busy I've been, to being able to talk with each and every one of you guys. And without y'all, we wouldn't be here. So we appreciate you for that.
Yeah, just gonna piggyback on what Timeless said. Yeah, you guys are actually is what keep the show going and keep me and Timeless doing it, every week. Sometimes I'm like, well, shit, I don't have anything to talk about, but that always changes every time I get on the mic with you guys. So thank you for always tuning in. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for everyone who retweets us. That's much appreciated. And we hope to see you guys next week, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Everybody have a good night.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.